Here we are at 5220 East 17th Avenue Parkway. And this is from the front walkway. And one of the things that I noticed right off the bat here about this property is there's no garage and no place to park as far as I can tell, other than kind of out in the street here. It's kind of interesting. That said, let's go take a closer look at the rest of it. Not quite as frightening looking as the listing photo here in full daylight. Huge trees out front. Blue spruce. Not quite sure what some of these others are. There's another blue spruce there. Grand old trees. Some maples here. Truly a lot of foliage out front. And really all along this whole neighborhood. Yeah, these trees have been here for a while. And here we have a little bit of a better view of the house. From the front, we have this stone walkway. Lawn, looks like I did see a sprinkler head here somewhere. So there may be some in-ground irrigation already in place. And we're going to take a quick peek around each side. From the front, you can see there's a little walkway on the right side here. Got my shirt caught on a branch. There we go. And this little gate to the back. I'll come back and take a look at this from the other side as well. And then you've got the neighbor's house right up against it. We've got this little ivy patch here. And you can hear the traffic noise. I'm gonna guess that's coming through in the video here. It's definitely coming through. There's the neighbor to the left, facing the front of the house. Got a little fountain action back here. And again, the side of the house. Brick seems to indicate zero foundation issues. I'm seeing no cracking whatsoever. And we do have this fencing here between the yards. And we'll come back, take a peek out that door here once we're inside the house. Looks like gutters are pretty good shape, actually. Not seeing any evidence of the soffits deteriorating. In fact, they look like they've been fairly newly painted. Don't know if I would have chosen these colors for the shutters and everything else. Kind of, I don't know, has this sort of foreboding look. Look at this, little hummingbird. Oh, there. And the red door, I don't know. Maybe that is exciting in some parts of the world, but I'm not sure I would necessarily do that, but maybe, who knows. All right, they're now inside, and we'll see how lighting works here, but take a quick peek in these little, I guess you would say coat closets. Really cool old doorknobs. Brass things there. All right. So as we walk in, we're immediately confronted with a stairway and this little powder room. Let's take a quick peek in there. Sweet little 4-panel doors there. Got a 6-panel door in the front. Let's see, I don't know if I've got light in here or not. I don't see anything right offhand. Let's see. Yeah. I think we're just gonna have to imagine what this looks like with light. But there's some wallpaper, and it's basically a stool and a sink. And yeah, maybe a basic little powder room here. One of the things that I noticed immediately walking in was the hardwood floors. I think these could be finished up quite nicely. This entry has some kind of a vinyl surface or something. It maybe could be replaced. Here we have what I would guess is could be used as a little office space and or dining area. this leads into the kitchen. These here are these mirrored doors cover up some sort of cabinet type areas. And the heating system is hot water heat. See, we've got these radiators throughout. Don't know what you would do with these windows. This is something that I'd like to find out how you address these. These are really classic old windows. But I'm going to guess these are single pane, not particularly thermally efficient. And so we move on into the kitchen. Oh, ceilings, by the way. Look at this overhead light, which probably gets replaced. Ceilings are reaching up here, 8.5, maybe 8 to 9 feet. It varies throughout the house, some lower, some about that height, 8 to 9 feet. We're now in the kitchen. I love these old stained glass windows. It's very reminiscent of a house that I grew up in on Frankfurt Avenue in Philadelphia back in, oh gosh, it would have been the 50s, early 60s. And so the kitchen clearly could use complete redo. Got these sort of odd panel that I guess the idea is that it covers up some of the cabinets. Why you want to do that, I'm not sure, but there you go. And given the way the structure, or the way this wall is configured back out of the dining room, this could be opened up. I'm going to guess, I don't know if it's a bearing wall or not, but I'm going to guess there's probably some way to open that up and bring in a little more space. Odd configuration of the refrigerator out here in this little, I don't know what you would call it, sort of hallway area. So there's the kitchen. Kitchen looks out over this, what would you call it, an atrium? We'll come back to this here in a moment. Now let's take a peek down into the basement. Before we head upstairs, see the overhead here is the stairway. I'm 6 foot and I do not fit through this stairway without having to bend down just a little bit. So we've got a, gosh, I wonder if there's a way to turn on the light on my camera. I'll have to learn how to do that one of these days. Anyway, we do have a crawl space in here, which you cannot see, but I can tell you there's asbestos covered, or asbestos lined ducting, it appears to be. And I think probably galvanized plumbing. There is a new boiler and hot water heater, looks like relatively new. I think from what I recall hearing, it was, there may be 3 or 4 years old. And so you've got kind of a space here that could be used as a laundry area. The ceiling here is just about 6 feet tall, not 8 as in the rest that we saw earlier. Here's the main water line. And gosh, this old sink reminds me again of the house I grew up in. And you can see we're partially above ground here, so it's not totally below ground. There is, I wish I had better lighting here, but there's a little closet area here. Yeah, another little bit of a window. Stumbling my way through. Again, these ceilings are about 6 foot, so not a whole lot of headroom. Concrete floor. Looks like we do have some copper plumbing lines, but hard to tell how new that is, how much throughout the whole rest of the house. We've got another whole room here. I'm not sure if this was intended to be a bedroom, maid's quarters maybe. It's got a closet, and it even has a very potential bathroom. You can't really see it very well. I wish I had better lighting here. But, let's see. Oh, there we go. Yep, so you can see plumbing for another bathroom. I don't know if that would be the best use for it or not, but it is there. And I do see some, looks like copper. Yeah, we've got some copper lines here, some of the old galvanized. So I'm not 100% sure. Actually, the newer lines are copper. And yeah, we might have some of the old galvanized lines in there. Again, paneled doors, very cool. A lot of potential here. And that is, I wish I could show you this crawl space. The crawl space goes throughout under the that other room, which we haven't really explored yet. We're gonna go back and take a look at that now. Heading back upstairs. And we'll come back up to this atrium here, going back to the kitchen. Into this, might be a dining room. To the entry. There's a stairway, which we'll explore here in a moment. Here we have what I'm gonna guess would be called a living room. And again, hardwood floors. This looks like maple, if I'm not mistaken, unless it's just a very blonde oak. And the fireplace here. Again, the windows, these type of windows would need some type of augmentation or replacement, I'm not sure which. These interesting beams. Don't know if they're just decorative or not, but there they are. And of course, water heating. And there's the living room. On into this other room, some type of a great room, recreation room, whatever. Lots of cabinet space built in here. And of course, this sort of bay window looking out into the backyard pool area. Now let's explore this little atrium. We have a fireplace, which is interesting, and some indoor plants. We're looking back on the kitchen here. And we've got looks like sort of a stone tile flooring here, which I'm guessing probably would stay. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. And again, these sort of real life planters with, they go right down into the earth. I'm guessing some of this plant life would need to get removed, replaced, whatever. Ceiling height here looks to me 10 feet, maybe 12. And then of course you've got all of this glass facing south, which is very cool. And there's all of that. Interesting hose bib for watering plants, I reckon. Let's take a look out in the backyard here. And so they've got these pillars, these columns, which are supporting a little porch roof area. And lots of shrubbery, I suppose you could say, as Monty Python would say, shrubbery. And whatever, a lot of plant growth here. Looks like it's really gorgeous at the time. And a little overgrown at this point, of course. This would take a lot of work to renovate. Looking back at the bay window here, sounds like the neighbors have some kind of motorized device going. Not sure what that is. Let's look up, or look into this little alleyway to the west side of the house. to, this is the swimming pool area. So this is pretty amazing. There's this whole sort of, what would you call it, pool house, bath house, whatever, bar built in. And of course, neighbors have the leaf blower going or whatever it is. I can see the pool is covered up. From what I understand, it's been that way for a couple of years. No idea what condition it's actually in, whether it would be worth just burying or not. And you've got this whole, I don't know, it's all surrounded by a nice kind of fence. You can see the trellis, all the plant growth. I imagine there's quite some potential there. Perhaps not, I'm not sure. Another bathroom yet. Total of 5, really, potentially. People like having bathrooms, I guess. We'll come back to this area leading out to the very end of the property here in a moment. Oh, looks like we have covers for maybe the hot tub here. And then you can see we've got the mechanicals for the pool. Hard to tell for me as a non-professional plumber whether this is new or not. Looks like some of this stuff has been around for a while. So if it was to be kept, some of it may need to be replaced. There you go. Let's come out the other side here. This little enclosed area. And we're looking here at the neighbor's fence to the east. A little garden shed here. Let's take a look back again. I've got a picture of this little ceiling fan. That's kind of cute, I suppose. Lighted pathway here. Got this wood kind of stairway thing, decks out to the back, which is kind of cool, but probably takes a bit of maintenance, is what I'm gonna guess. And then we have the fence, and this is a completely landlocked, I guess you could say, as far as having car access. There's no way to get a car in here. This is bordering on the neighbor's backyard. So I don't see a place where a driveway or a garage could come in through the back of the property. We're going to look here in a moment as to the only possibility I see for a place where a vehicle could be pulled in. Again, view of the house from the very back here. And again, lots and lots of trees. Quite mature, quite nice. Oh, this looks like some kind of a roll-up for the tarp over the swimming pool, maybe. All right, so the place where possibly somebody could bring in a vehicle. This thing just kind of puzzles me. Maybe there's some way to do an easement through the neighbor's property here. I don't know. It does look like it would be physically possible. Looks like the driveway continues on up to this concrete portion. Although whether you'd want to put a vehicle in here or not, or perhaps the vehicles would go in here. I don't know. It's a curious kind of configuration. Not what I'd call real typical. All right, I think that's everything except for the upstairs. Let's go look at the upstairs now. I'm gonna head back in and say goodbye to this wonderful little garden, into the indoor garden area. I hope you're not getting too dizzy with all this walking around here. We're now going to go back into this little recreation space, whatever that would be. This, I don't know if you call it a great room or a living room or whatnot, but now heading upstairs. Steps. I imagine these could be nicely refinished. Again, the radiator heating. You can see out onto the roof here the solar panels, which, from what I understand, are not leased. They appear to be owned, although who knows how functional they are or efficient. Into one of the bedrooms. And a view to the back. And ceiling height appears to be about 7 foot. Nice little closet here. You can see the hardwood floors. Looks like some more recent electrical work has been done. A little hard to tell how much and where all it has been done, but look at these recessed lights. I'm not sure where the access to the attic is. I haven't seen that yet. But here's another bedroom. And these shutters, I forget what those are called. And again, these same type of windows as we see throughout. Closet here. That would be the second bedroom that we've seen. And here's the bathroom. We're upstairs, full bath. Oh, there's the attic access. And looking out onto the street here from this bathroom window. And vanity lighting and so forth. So there's enough room in here to make this a decent sized bathroom. We've got a little closet. Oops, in here. Nice balustrade. Let's look into the master suite. These little brass door handles. Hardwood floors. Interesting lighting. Don't know what that was all about. And again, a view out to the street. And then you have these, I don't know, this must be 50s design or something. This little curved theme. Segments in the bathroom. You get this curved wall here, which is curious. And this leads to, I guess, just some kind of a vanity, which then again looks out into the back area next to some more closet space, drawers. There's the master bath with a stool, sink, and there's a shower area here, but not a tub. Yep. I don't know if there's room for one. You maybe could fit a tub in there, actually, if this is reconfigured. I bet you could, if that was the way to go. Or at the very least, a shower. And I don't know if you'd want to keep these curved walls here or not. It kind of seems to me like it breaks it up a little bit, muchly. Interesting. No. So that was somebody's idea of a cool design, I guess. Wonder what Frank Lloyd Wright would say. And again, we get some more of this asbestos coating on some of these pipes. Don't know if that's an issue or not, but just something of note in case remediation might be required. That, I think, is pretty much the whole house. We're gonna let go of that and just one last peek out to the front. And there you have it, 5220 East Parkway Avenue.